Hi, everyone. I'm Muriel Gonzalez. I'm the Chief Merchant and Chief Marketing Officer of the Vitamin Shoppe. And I'm so excited to welcome you here today to our very first Founder Spotlight of 2023. On the Founder Spotlight, I'll be talking to some of the wonderful creators of our most innovative products so that you can learn a little bit behind the scenes of what happened when these products were created. And today, I'm so thrilled to welcome Dr. Jim Stoppani. He is a New York Times bestselling author. He's a fitness and nutrition expert, and he's also the founder of JYM Supplement Science. And I cannot tell you, Jim, how thrilled our stores and our health enthusiasts are to have the product to be able to sell in our stores. They're big fans, and really happy to be able to satisfy our customers with your product. So welcome to the Vitamin Shoppe, and thank you for your support.
Well, thank you, Muriel, and I'm very excited to be in Vitamin Shoppe.
So one of the things I think everyone will be very curious about is that you have a doctorate in exercise physiology, a minor in biochemistry. How did you get interested in these fields? And then how did that lead you to where you are today?
Yeah, it was really my childhood interest in sports and exercise. My father was a very active man, still is. And he had a gym in the basement that he built himself. So I wanted to spend time with my dad. So I would go downstairs and start working out with him. And then the interest just carried over as I played sports, mainly baseball. And then I also raced motocross, but I also used the weight training and the exercise to, enhance my own performance. And then I got into competitive bodybuilding. And so I was reading the Joe Weider magazines, the Muscle and Fitness, and I was learning a lot of science in the magazines. Joe had a lot of research scientists writing articles on muscle type and that sort of thing. So as a teenager, I was learning about that, and I realized that there was a whole field that people were studying, something that I was very interested in. And so I continued pursuing that. Like you said, got my undergrad and then a master's and eventually a doctorate.
I know everyone's going to want to know, how did you get involved with LL Cool J and The Rock and Mario Lopez? Like, did they find you? How did that all
Well,
happen?
yeah. So I was the senior science editor at the Muscle and Fitness magazines, and back in the day, if anybody remembers magazines, I think they're
I
still
know.
around. But back in the day, that's where everyone went to get their information. And
Mhm.
the Joe Weider magazines, Muscle and Fitness, he had Men's Fitness, he had Shape. Those were the big draw. Those were the magazines that everybody was reading, and the majority of people, millions of people all over the world, were getting their information. So people knew me from reading my articles, and also I knew other people. So it's like 6 degrees of separation. I knew someone who knew Dr. Dre, and that's how they were working at Shape, and they brought me in. And then The Rock, he was on our cover of Muscle and Fitness, and then we were introduced to each other. And so I started helping him with his supplements and whatnot. And same with LL Cool J. He was in the magazine as well. And then even Chris Pine, I started working with him as he was getting ready for his Star Trek role.
That's great. And tell us about your motto, do the right thing. Tell us a little bit about why you wanted to, really kind of make that something that everybody in your company would,
Well, yeah, it
would know
really
all the
starts.
time.
It starts with the supplement line.
Yeah.
The reason that I launched the sub, as a senior science editor at the magazines, I saw supplement companies come and go, and
Yeah.
I saw people start supplement companies that I knew personally, and it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm a scientist. I'm not a businessman, so I never intended to create my own supplement line. However, the issue was that I was reviewing supplements for the magazines, and I had already established certain recommendations for creatine or beta alanine, when to take them, what the dose was, right? Well, the supplements that I was reviewing, and this is probably around 2007, 8, 9, that period, they started doing proprietary blends where you couldn't tell how much creatine was in how much. And when I would reach out and ask for them, sometimes they would either refuse to provide the information, or when they provided it, I found out that, it was basically pixie dust. They were putting,
Wow.
instead of, you need a good 2 to 5 grams of creatine per dose, they were putting in, 500 milligrams of creatine, so not effective doses. So it was difficult for me to help our readers find supplements that were effective and would provide them real results. And so that's really why I decided to launch the supplement line. And that was not just creating a supplement line, but a supplement line where you can see exactly what's in the product and you knew what to expect. And so that's sort of where that motto came from. It relays right to the bottle that you pick up. You can turn it around. You can see exactly how much caffeine was in there, how much creatine, basically the right thing to do.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite product?
Do I have a favorite product? Wow. It's so hard. I'd have to say, as a man, Alpha Gym.
Okay.
It's so effective. It's a testosterone booster, if you will, but the real trick, if you will, is there's no testosterone analogs. A lot of times testosterone boosters provide an ingredient, usually from, obviously from natural sources like yams, for example, have an ingredient that mimics testosterone in the body. Well, the problem with mimicking testosterone is there's a negative feedback loop with testosterone. And anything you take that mimics testosterone is going to lower your own production. With the Alpha Gym, it's all based on antioxidants that help the cells that produce testosterone work better. And so you don't need to like cycle it like most testosterone boosters. And so many men have had their lives changed when they start taking it. A lot of men go to the doctor and thinking of doing, hormone replacement therapy, and they start taking the Alpha Gym, and the doctor says, wow, whatever you're taking has raised your testosterone levels as good as I could give you with hormone replacement therapy. So it allows them to stay on the supplement without having to resort to hormone replacement therapy. In fact, my own father, who's just turned 79, he uses the product. His testosterone levels are 700, which is normal. A good range is, 1,000. A normal range is 300 to 1,000. So most 79-year-olds are probably down in the 300 or lower. His is able to be maintained at 700 with the product. And so same for myself as well. And like I said, numerous guys that take it, it's literally life-changing.
With everything you've achieved, what is your biggest pride moment?
I'd say it's the trust that people have in the products. As I was saying before, we have a lot of repeat customers, a higher percentage for the industry than most other brands. And so, like I said, that relates to the trust that they have.
Yeah.
Obviously, they see the effectiveness in the products, but it's also the trust that I'm putting in the highest quality ingredients because they know I'm using them myself. So I'm not just making, a product to make $1, or I'm not even just making a product to help someone else. I'm making a product, kind of selfish here, but for myself. I use every one of my own products. And so I think, knowing that it puts their mind at ease that they can trust, not, like I said, not just get the best results from the product, but they can trust that it's going to be safe and that the ingredients are the highest quality that they can get.
Yeah. That's absolutely something that you can't buy that kind of trust. You have to deliver it based on what your product is. So hats off to you as well.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you so much for coming. It was fantastic to spend time with you, and I look forward to seeing you in person as soon as possible.
Likewise.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.